Listen closely. These words aren't meant to simply inspire, they're meant to ignite something inside you. You've been walking around like a flickering flame, barely holding on, but let me tell you something. This isn't the end of your story. No, this is where it begins. Right here, right now. You see, they thought they could snuff you out. They tried to bury your brilliance beneath their doubts, their fears, and their judgments. They forced your joys into your hatred. Hang on. They called you names, whispered behind your back, and built walls so high you thought you'd never see the sun again. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still burning. And if you think that's accidental, think again. The fact that you're here, in this moment, listening to these words means one thing. There is a light within you that refuses to die. They tried to dim it. Oh, they tried with everything they had. They used every tool at their disposal. Rejection, betrayal, isolation, fear. But they didn't know one simple truth. Light can't be destroyed. It might flicker, it might waver, but it always finds a way to shine again. And now it's time. It's time for your light to blaze brighter than ever. This isn't just another speech. This isn't some hollow promise or fleeting moment of hope. This is your turning point. The crossroads where you decide whether to stay dimmed by their lies or to rise and reclaim your power. Let me tell you what happens when a light like yours breaks free. It blinds those who doubted you. It silences the voices that told you are not enough, and it becomes a beacon for others still trapped in the same darkness you once knew. You are not just a flame, you are a firestorm waiting to erupt. So ask yourself, are you ready? Are you ready to stop hiding, stop shrinking, and stop playing small? Because the world doesn't need more shadows. The world needs you. Your brilliance, your passion, your unshakable light, and no one else can shine it for you. People might notice that you're feeling down. People might notice that you don't find them useful. But do they actually see what you know you are? This is your wake-up call. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because the world tried to silence you, but it's about to witness the glow of someone who refuses to be extinguished. You know this story, don't you? You've lived it. It's written in every scar you carry, every tear you've cried, every battle you've fought. You've been bruised, broken, and beaten down by a world that didn't see your worth. But deep down, even in your darkest moments, there's been a part of you that whispered, "This isn't it. This isn't who I am." That voice, that quiet, persistent voice, is the reason you're still here. Even when the world screamed louder, even when it felt like everything was falling apart, that voice wouldn't let you give up. It's the part of you that knows you're made for more. The part that refuses to settle for less than what you deserve. I know it hasn't been easy. I know there were nights when the pain felt unbearable, mornings when you didn't want to get out of bed, and days when you questioned whether you even mattered. You think I'm a fool, but let me tell you something. The fact that you're here right now is proof of your strength. You didn't let the darkness consume you. You didn't let them win. And I see you. Not the mask you wear for the world, not the version of yourself you show to keep others comfortable, but the real you. The one who's been hiding in the shadows, waiting for permission to step into the light. Well, guess what? You don't need permission. You don't need anyone's approval to shine. Your story isn't over. In fact, it's just getting started. And it's a story worth telling. A story of resilience, of courage, of rising from the ashes and becoming something unstoppable. Because every tear you've cried, every scar you carry, every moment of doubt has been shaping you, molding you, preparing you for this moment. So, let's make a promise right now, you and me. Let's promise to stop apologizing for our light. Let's promise to stop dimming ourselves to make others feel comfortable. Let's promise to own our brilliance, unapologetically and boldly. Because the world needs what only you can give. When this light shines, give it your all. I glanced around to see where my friends were looking to. The shorehorn was many yards away, but it was still company, and we were now stunned to see what appeared to be a procession. Here's the truth. This journey we're about to take isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about reclaiming every piece of yourself that was stolen, shattered, or silenced. It's about realizing that you were never meant to stay small, to stay hidden, to stay quiet. You were born to shine. That's the core of this message. The truth I need you to hold on to with everything you have. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not the sum of your mistakes or the opinions of those who tried to tear you down. You are a masterpiece in progress, a light so bright that it scares those who live in darkness. This journey won't be easy. I won't lie to you and say it'll all fall into place without effort, without pain. Growth is messy, healing is hard, but every step you take will bring you closer to the person you were always meant to be. We're going to talk about resilience, the kind that turns pain into power. We're going to talk about self-worth, the kind that doesn't waver in the face of rejection or failure. And we're going to talk about your light, the kind that can't be extinguished, no matter how hard they try. This is more than a speech. This is a call to arms. A declaration that you will no longer let the world define you, that you will no longer let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others hold you back, that you will stand tall, shine bright, and become the person you were always meant to be. Are you ready to take that first step? Because this isn't just about me speaking words into the void. This is about you answering the call. This is about you deciding right here and now that your light is worth fighting for. So, take a deep breath, let the words sink in, and get ready, because this is your moment. Your time to rise, to shine, to become the unstoppable force you were always destined to. The world tried to dim you, but it's about to see just how brightly you can shine. And trust me, they won't be able to look away. You've been walking through life with invisible chains wrapped tightly around your ankles. They're not made of iron or steel, but something far heavier. Doubt, fear, rejection, betrayal. Every step you take feels like you're dragging the weight of the world behind you. And with each passing day, it seems to grow heavier. You've told yourself to keep moving, to push through the pain, but deep down, you wonder if you'll ever be free. You feel stuck, don't you? Like you're moving in circles, retracing the same painful steps over and over again. The scenery might change, but the feeling doesn't. It's like you're trapped in an endless maze, and every turn leads you back to the same dead end. It's exhausting, and it's lonely. Sometimes, it feels like the world is working against you. Every time you try to rise, something pulls you back down. You try to speak, but your voice feels small. You try to shine, but the shadows seem to swallow you whole. It's as if the universe is daring you to give up, to surrender, to let the darkness win. And let's talk about that darkness, the kind that seeps into your thoughts, your heart, your soul. It tells you that you're not enough, that you'll never be enough, that no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, you'll always fall short. It whispers lies in your ear, convincing you that you're broken beyond repair, that you're unworthy of love, that you're destined to fail. You've heard those whispers, haven't you? You've felt their sting, their weight. You've carried the burden of their lies, and it's left you drained, defeated, desperate for something, anything, that might make the pain stop. But here's the thing. Those whispers aren't coming from you. They're coming from the shadows that others have cast over your life, from the wounds they've inflicted, the doubts they've planted, the chains they've wrapped around you. And the longer you listen, the more power you give them. Your wounds might not be visible, but they're real. The rejection you faced, the betrayal you endured, the fear that grips you every time you think about trying again. It's all real, and it's all valid. But it's not all there is. Let's name them, shall we? Let's call out the forces that have tried to dim your light. They're not abstract ideas or fleeting emotions. They're real, tangible villains that have taken up residence in your mind and heart. First, there's fear. Fear isn't just a feeling, it's a voice. A persistent, nagging voice that tells you to stay small, stay quiet, stay safe. Fear whispers lies in your ear, saying, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if they laugh at you? Fear isn't here to protect you, it's here to paralyze you. Then there's doubt. Doubt is a master manipulator. It takes every mistake you've ever made, every flaw you think you have, and magnifies them. It tells you that you'll never measure up, that others are stronger, smarter, better. Doubt doesn't just question your abilities, it makes you question your worth. And let's not forget shame. Shame doesn't just hurt, it haunts. It latches onto your failures, your regrets, your darkest moments. It wraps them around you like a cloak. It tells you that you're defined by your mistakes, that you're unworthy of love, that you'll never be free of your past. But the villains aren't just internal, are they? They're also the voices of others, the people who've doubted you, rejected you, betrayed you, the ones who told you that you weren't good enough, that you didn't matter, that you'd never amount to anything. They might have spoken those words years ago, but their echoes still linger, still cut deep. And then there's the world itself, society, expectations, pressures that demand you be someone you're not. They tell you to conform, to fit into a mold, to dim your light so that others won't feel uncomfortable. These villains are relentless. They thrive in the darkness, feeding off your fear, your doubt, your pain. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. They only have power if you let them. I see you, I see the weight you're carrying, the pain you've endured, the struggles you've faced. And let me say this loud and clear. It's okay to feel broken. It's okay to feel lost. It's okay to feel like you're drowning in the darkness. Those feelings don't make you weak, they make you human. You've been through more than most people can imagine. You've faced rejection that cut you to the core, betrayal that left you questioning everything, and fear that kept you frozen in place. You've carried scars, both visible and invisible, that tell a story of battles fought and survived. It's not fair. It's not fair. None of it, the pain, the struggles, the way the world seems to pile on when you're already down. It's not fair, and you have every right to be angry, to grieve, to feel the weight of it all. But here's the thing, you also have the right to rise. Because while it's okay to feel broken, it's not okay to stay there. While it's okay to feel lost, it's not okay to give up on finding your way. While it's okay to sit with your pain, it's not okay to let it define you. You are more than the sum of your struggles. You are more than the lies they've told you, the chains they've placed on you, the darkness that tries to consume you. And even though it might not feel like it right now, you have the power to break free. Your pain is real, and it matters. But so does your resilience. So does your strength. So does the light within you that refuses to be extinguished. This is not where your story ends. This is not the final chapter. The shadows might have cast a long dark night over your life, but the sun always rises. Always. And when it does, you'll see that the darkness wasn't the end, it was the beginning. The place where you found your strength, reclaimed your power, and began to shine brighter than ever. So recognize that your light possesses value, and for the good of it attend in the journey and the scars you seek to heal. So, take a moment, feel the pain, acknowledge it, validate it, but don't let it keep you down. Because the villains might have knocked you down, but they didn't destroy you, and as long as you're still standing, there's still a chance to rise. Let's be brutally honest, staying stuck doesn't just hurt, it destroys. It eats away at your dreams, your potential, your sense of purpose. It doesn't happen all at once, it's subtle, creeping in like a slow, suffocating fog. One missed opportunity turns into 2, then 10, then a lifetime of what-ifs and if-onlys. You've felt it, haven't you? That heavy weight in your chest when you see others chasing their dreams while you stand still, trapped in the same place. The regret that whispers, you could have done more. You should have tried harder. Staying stuck doesn't just keep you in the shadows, it convinces you that's where you belong. But let's call it what it really is. Staying stuck is a choice. Yes, you faced obstacles. Yes, the world has been unfair. But the moment you let those things define you, the moment you let them chain you to the ground, you're handing over the keys to your own life. Without them, you can't travel forward. Without desperation, you take 2 steps, and then you're on your own. And let me ask you this, who are you giving that power to? The people who doubted you? The ones who hurt you? The fear that keeps whispering lies in your ear? Why are you letting them control your story? Because here's the hard truth. Staying stuck is not just hurting you, it's robbing the world of your light. Every day you spend in the shadows is a day the world goes without seeing your brilliance, your talent, your fire. I know it's tempting to stay where you are, to tell yourself it's safer not to try, not to risk failure or rejection. But safety is an illusion. Staying stuck doesn't protect you, it breaks you, slowly, piece by piece, until there's nothing left but regret. You weren't meant to live like this. You weren't meant to settle for a life of mediocrity, of silence, of unfulfilled potential. You weren't meant to let the opinions of others dictate your worth. So why are you letting them own you? Why are you giving away the power that's been yours all along? It's time to confront the cost of staying stuck. Look it in the eye, feel the weight of it, and then make a choice. Because if you keep waiting for someone to save you, to pull you out of the darkness, you'll be waiting forever. No one is coming to rescue you. But that's not bad news, it's the best news. Because it means the power to rise, to change, to break free has been in your hands all along. You don't need anyone else to unlock the chains. The key is already yours. The darkness isn't your enemy. I know it feels like it is, like it's been smothering you, suffocating you, holding you down. But what if I told you the darkness is your teacher, your proving ground? Think about it. Every great story has a moment of despair, a point where the hero is brought to their knees. It's not the end, it's the turning point, the place where they decide to rise, to fight, to become the person they were meant to be. This is your moment. The darkness isn't here to destroy you. It's here to show you what you're made of. It's here to strip away the lies you've believed, the fears that have held you back, the limits you've placed on yourself. It's here to test you, to refine you, to prepare you for the light. Because here's the truth. Transformation doesn't happen in comfort. Growth doesn't happen in safety. It happens in the fire, in the struggle, in the moments when you feel like giving up. That's where your strength is born. That's where your light starts to shine. So stop running from the darkness, stop fighting it. Instead, face it head on, look it in the eye and say, you don't scare me anymore. Because the darkness has no power over you, not unless you give it permission. This is where the shift begins. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. The moment you decide that your pain, your fear, your struggles are not your enemies, they're your fuel. You've been through so much, and yet here you are, breathing, standing, listening. That's not weakness, that's resilience, and it's proof that you're capable of more than you've ever imagined. So let this be the moment you stop seeing the darkness as your prison and start seeing it as your forge, the place where you are shaped, strengthened, and prepared for what's ahead. Take a moment and think back. Think about everything you've been through, the battles you've fought, the storms you've weathered, the nights you thought you wouldn't survive. You've been through hell, and yet here you are, still standing, still fighting. That's not luck, that's strength. And it's a strength that's been inside you all along, even when you didn't see it. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you felt like giving up, that strength was there, quietly holding you together. Do you realize how powerful that makes you? To have faced everything you've faced, and still be here, still trying, still believing in something more. That's not weakness, that's resilience. And it's the kind of resilience that can move mountains. If you've made it this far, you're stronger than you think. Stronger than the doubts that try to hold you back. Stronger than the fears that whisper in your ear. Stronger than the pain that tries to break you. Whoa. And that strength is not just for surviving, it's for thriving. For building a life so bright, so powerful, so unapologetically yours that it drowns out the shadows. So the next time you question your worth, the next time you doubt your ability to rise, remember this. You've already survived your worst days. You've already overcome more than most people ever will. And if you can do that, what else are you capable of? What heights could you reach? What dreams could you achieve if you stop letting fear and doubt hold you back? You don't need anyone else to tell you you're strong. You've proven it to yourself over and over again. And now it's time to own that strength, to stand tall, to take back your power, and to let the world see the unstoppable force you've always been. This is your turning point. The moment you stop looking back and start moving forward. The moment you stop doubting yourself and start believing in the strength that's carried you this far. Because if you've survived the abyss, there's nothing you can't overcome. The darkness tried to break you, but it didn't. And now it's your time to rise. You've been told you're a victim, a casualty of circumstances, of mistakes, of other people's decisions. But let me tell you something they don't want you to hear. You are not just a victim of their lies. You are the author of your truth. They wrote chapters in your story you never asked for. Chapters of pain, betrayal, rejection. But the pen has always been in your hands, even when they made you believe otherwise. And now, it's time to reclaim it. You are not defined by the darkness you've endured. And you are defined by what you do next. Every scar you carry, every tear you've cried, every battle you've fought, it's all part of your story, but it's not the ending. It's the foundation. The ashes you've been left in, that's where the phoenix rises. And you, my friend, are that phoenix. Think about it. The phoenix doesn't rise despite the fire, it rises because of it. The flames don't destroy it, they transform it. And just like that mythical creature, you have the power to take the fire of your pain and turn it into the fuel for your transformation. You are not the same person you were before the world tried to dim your light. You are wiser, stronger, fiercer. You've seen the darkness, and now you know how to fight it. You've been broken, and now you know how to rebuild. So stop letting others dictate your story. Stop letting the opinions of people who don't even know your heart shape your destiny. Stop waiting for permission to be great, to be bold, to be unstoppable. The power has always been yours. This is your story, your truth, your light, and it's time to reclaim it. Look at your scars. Really look at them. Not with shame or regret, but with pride. Because every scar you carry tells a story of survival, of resilience, of strength. Your wounds aren't weaknesses. They're proof that you survived the storm. Your pain doesn't define you, it fuels you. It's the fire that lights your path, the wind that pushes you forward, the anchor that reminds you of where you've been. You've turned your wounds into wisdom, your struggles into strength, your pain into power, and now it's time to use that power. To stop hiding, stop doubting, stop waiting for someone else to save you. This is your moment to rise, to claim your light, to show the world that the things meant to break you only made you unbreakable. This is the part of your journey where you decide. Are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to rise? Because no one else can do it for you. No one else can take that first step. You've done the hard part. You've faced the darkness. You've acknowledged your pain. You've named the villains that tried to hold you back. Now it's time to move forward. Let's start with resilience. Resilience isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about taking every hit life throws at you and using it as fuel to grow stronger, wiser, better. It's about knowing that no matter how many times you fall, you will always get back up. And self-love? That's your secret weapon. They're the marks of someone who's been through hell and refused to stay there. And let me tell you something, there's nothing more powerful than a person who's been broken and put themselves back together. You might feel like those scars make you less, but the truth is they make you more human, more real, more connected to the people around you. Because here's the beauty of imperfection. It reflects light in ways perfection never could. And the lonelier we are, the stronger we feel, and the more powerful we become. Think about shattered glass. When it breaks, it doesn't lose its ability to shine. In fact, the cracks create new angles, new reflections, new patterns of beauty. That's you. You are the shattered glass that still reflects light. You are the phoenix that rises from the ashes. You are the survivor who turns pain into power. The things that tried to break you didn't succeed. And now, they're the very things that make you stronger. And the things that make you stronger, every time you've been knocked down and gotten back up, you've proven your resilience. Every time you've faced fear and chosen courage, you've proven your strength. Every time you've felt the weight of the world and kept moving forward, you've proven your power. Because when you love yourself, when you truly deeply believe in your own worth, there's nothing the world can throw at you that you can't overcome. Self-love isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's the foundation for everything else. But self-love doesn't mean waiting until you're perfect to accept yourself. It means loving yourself in the mess, in the struggle, in the process of becoming. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I am enough exactly as I am. Forgive yourself and go for it. And then there's the power of choice. Every moment you have a choice to stay stuck in the past or to step into the future, to let fear hold you back or to let courage propel you forward, to dim your light or to let it shine. This is your moment. The moment where you decide that your dreams, your happiness, your light are worth fighting for. The moment where you stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself the green light. Because here's the truth. No one else can rise for you. No one else can claim your light. No one else can live your life. This is your journey, your story, your moment to shine. So take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. Because every step you take builds momentum. And once you start moving, nothing can stop you. Let this be the moment you stop playing small. The moment you stop letting fear, doubt, and the opinions of others dictate your life. The moment you embrace your power, your light, your potential. Because the world doesn't need more shadows. It needs your light, and no one else can shine it for you. So rise. Rise like the phoenix from the ashes. Shine like the shattered glass that reflects the sun. Move forward with resilience, self-love, and the unshakable belief that you are enough. This is your time, your moment, your rise. Let the world see you for who you truly are, a light that refuses to be dimmed, a fire that can't be extinguished, a force to be reckoned with. And trust me, once you rise, nothing will ever be the same again. This is it, the moment everything changes. The moment the walls they built around you crumble. The moment the lies they told you dissolve into nothing. The moment you see yourself not as they wanted you to see, but as you truly are, a force of nature, a light so brilliant it blinds those who tried to contain it. They didn't try to dim your light because it was weak. They didn't push you down because you were small. They tried to silence you because they feared you. They feared what would happen if you realized just how powerful you are. Because here's the truth, they can't touch what's inside you. Do you see it now? Do you feel it? That fire burning in your chest, that spark that refused to die no matter how hard they tried to extinguish it? It's been waiting for you all along, waiting for you to stop listening to their lies, waiting for you to stop hiding in the shadows, waiting for you to rise. Let me ask you something. What would your life look like if you stopped doubting yourself? If you stopped letting fear hold you back? If you stopped shrinking to fit into the molds they built for you? Do you see it? The possibilities, the potential, the life you've been too afraid to claim. It's yours. It's always been yours. And the only thing standing between you and that life is the choice to believe in yourself. This is your awakening. The moment you decide that their opinions don't matter, that their rejection doesn't define you, that their fear of your light is not your burden to carry. The moment you take back your power, because you were never meant to live in the shadows. You were never meant to settle for less than what you deserve. You were meant to shine. Brilliantly, unapologetically, fiercely. So I ask you again, do you see it now? Do you feel it? The strength that's been waiting for you. The power that's always been yours. The light that no one can take away. It's time to stop waiting for permission to rise. It's time to stop asking for approval to be great. It's time to step into the light that's been yours all along. They tried to bury you because they feared your bloom. But now it's time to show them what happens when a seed refuses to stay underground. This is your moment, your awakening, your rise. Let me tell you something about cages. They're designed to make you feel trapped, to make you believe there's no way out. But most of the time, the door isn't even locked. The only thing keeping you inside is the belief that you belong there. And the belief rules the day. They built a cage around you with their words, their actions, their doubts. They told you who you could be, what you could do, how far you could go, and somewhere along the way you started believing them. But here's the truth. That cage, it was never locked. You've always had the key. You just forgot it was in your hand. You've spent so long trying to fit into their narrative, to play the role they assigned you, to meet the expectations they placed on your shoulders, but you don't belong in their story. You belong in your own. Your story isn't about their doubts. It isn't about their rejection or their fear or their attempts to dim your light. Your story is about you, your resilience, your courage, your ability to rise no matter how many times you've been knocked down. It's time to own that story, to write it with your own hand, in your own words, on your own terms. To let go of the need to be perfect, to be liked, to be accepted, because your power doesn't come from perfection, it comes from authenticity. Your vulnerability, your scars, your imperfections, they're not weaknesses, they're your strength. They're what make you real, relatable, human. They're what connect you to the world, what make your light so unique, so necessary. So stop hiding, stop apologizing, stop trying to be someone you're not. The world doesn't need a watered down version of you, it needs the real you. The unfiltered, unapologetic, radiant version of you. This is your story, your narrative, your light, and it's time to own it. This is the moment they'll remember. Not the times you fell, not the times you struggled, not the times you doubted yourself. They'll remember this, your rise, because this is your rebirth. The moment you shed the weight of their lies, their doubts, their fears. The moment you step out of the shadows and into your light. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning. The beginning of a life lived on your terms. A life where you don't just survive, but thrive. Because a life where you embrace your power, your worth, your brilliance. They thought they broke you, but all they did was make you stronger. They thought they silenced you, but all they did was give you something to say. They thought they dimmed your light, but all they did was make it burn brighter. This is your rise, your triumph, your moment to shine so brilliantly that the world can't help but take notice. And it's not just for you. Your light, your story, your resilience, it's a beacon for others, for those still trapped in the shadows, still doubting their worth, still waiting for permission to rise. You are the proof that it's possible. You are the reminder that even in the darkest night, the sun will rise again. So rise. Rise like the phoenix from the ashes. Rise like the sun breaking through the clouds. Rise like the light that refuses to be extinguished. Because this is your moment, your rebirth, your rise. And trust me, they'll remember it forever. It's time. Time to stop hesitating, stop doubting, stop waiting. Stop waiting for permission to be great. Stop waiting for them to approve of your light. Because here's the truth. They'll never give you the green light. They'll never stand up and cheer for you to rise. And you know what? That's okay. You don't need their permission. You don't need the only person who needs to believe in your power is you. So what's holding you back? Fear of failure? Fear of rejection? Fear of what others might say? Let me tell you something. Those fears don't matter. What matters is that you try. What matters is that you rise. What matters is that you step into your light and never look back. Don't let the fear of failing keep you from flying. Don't let the fear of rejection stop you from claiming what's yours. Don't let the fear of their opinions keep you caged. Because the truth is, the people who matter will see your light and celebrate it. And the ones who don't, they were never meant to walk this path with you. Here's what you need to do right now. Make a choice. A choice to rise, to shine, to take back your power. A choice to stop living in the shadows and start living in your truth. A choice to be bold, to be brave, to be brilliant. And I'm not saying it'll be easy. It won't. The path ahead will be filled with challenges, with setbacks, with moments of doubt, but every step you take will make you stronger. Every obstacle you overcome will make your light shine brighter. So start small, but start. Take one step today. Maybe it's saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's saying yes to something that scares you. Maybe it's simply looking in the mirror and saying, I am enough. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Because every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward the life you were meant to live. This is your moment to rise, to claim your light, to be the person you were always meant to be. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. The world needs your brilliance now more than ever. Look back for a moment, not with regret, but with gratitude. Every scar you carry is a map of where you've been, of the battles you fought, of the lessons you've learned. It's not a sign of your weakness. It's a testament to your strength. You've walked through fire, through storms, through darkness. And every step you took, every tear you shed, every wound you healed has brought you here, to this moment. You've earned the right to rise. You've earned the right to shine. Your pain wasn't pointless. It wasn't meaningless. It was shaping you, molding you, preparing you for what's ahead. It was teaching you how to be resilient, how to be strong, how to fight for your light. Because you are the hero of your story. Not the victim, not the supporting character, not the one waiting to be saved. The hero, the one who rises against all odds. The one who turns pain into power, darkness into light. scars into strength. And heroes don't wait for the perfect moment to act. They don't wait for someone else to tell them they're ready. They take the leap even when they're scared. They fight even when the odds are against them. They shine even when the world tells them to stay small. This is your story. And every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, every moment you've doubted yourself has been leading you to the point where you stop seeing your journey as a series of struggles and start seeing it as a series of victories. Because this world needs you. It needs your light, your courage, your resilience. It needs your story, your voice, your brilliance. And don't ever forget this. You are the light they couldn't dim. You are the fire they couldn't extinguish. You are the force they couldn't break. So rise, bloom, shine. Show them the garden you've become. Show them the light they tried to hide. Show them the unstoppable force that you've always been. This is your time, your moment, your legacy. And when they look back, they won't remember the shadows. They'll remember the light, your light. Shine brighter than ever, because this world is waiting for you. Because you're still here. You're still standing, you're still fighting. And that means you've already won more battles than you realize. So take a moment to honor your journey, to honor the person you've become, to honor the light that's been burning inside you all along, and then step forward, because your story isn't over. It's just beginning. They tried to bury you because they feared your bloom. They tried to dim your light because they couldn't handle its brilliance. They tried to break you because they knew that if you ever realized your power, you'd be unstoppable. Well, guess what? You are unstoppable. You've walked through the darkness, you've faced your fears, you've risen from the ashes, and now it's time to show them what you're made of. This is your rebirth. This is your moment. This is the part of your story they'll never forget. Not your fall, but your rise. So shine. Shine brighter than ever. Shine with the kind of light that makes people stop and take notice. Shine with the kind of brilliance that reminds others that they too can rise. Shine with the kind of power that comes from knowing who you are and what you're worth.